Hey friends, I hope you're doing well out there, and even if you're not, it's okay. I felt like I just wanted to share this video because um, I'm personally liking seeing other people's faces, and the more kind of like live talks and Zoom videos that are going on these days. I feel like that person to person connection is so important, and we can even get that through video sometimes. So I felt called just to hop on and share some of my thoughts and my feelings and emotions behind all of this, and maybe you can resonate and hopefully, you know, maybe some of what I have to share can really resonate and strike you the right way with your processing too. So, yeah, what this video is not is I'm not going to go through the stats of the coronavirus. I'm not going to be like really grim and depressive. I'm yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this as light as possible, and as authentic and real as possible. So thank you for watching, and yeah, I guess I'll dive in and say that I've I've experienced quite like the whole spectrum of emotions. It's been just a little over a week now, and oh my goodness, I felt the fight or flight. I felt the worry, the fear, the anxiety, the like I can't really breathe feeling. Um, and then I've also felt like the joy and the empowerment in this, and the like, yeah, like I've got this. I'm gonna get creative. And have felt that like kind of that surge of energy, and that really feeling like this is a good thing for humanity right now, and like, yeah. But then I've also, and lately, have been feeling just this apathy and feeling kind of like really depressed and like, oh, whatever, like, just not a lot of like oomph and gumption to like do things. Like, I just kind of want to lay in my bed all day and watch Netflix, and binge on chocolate. And like, there's a place for that, and that's totally okay. So I just want to let you know that whatever you're feeling is totally okay, and however you're processing is beautiful. It's meant for you. And there's no one right way to do it. So, yeah, I mean, like, we're all experiencing probably similarly these like highs and lows of emotions. That does not mean we're bipolar at all. Really, there's so much going on within each one of us as an individual, but then also the collective. And so if you're sensitive and empathic like I am, you're really taking on like the collective energy right now, and this is global. So it's big. It is so big, and it is a lot to process. And I hope you can give yourself some grace and compassion during this time to process however you want. You know, if you want to like eat a bunch of potato chips and down some chocolate bars, maybe have a few drinks, if that's how you're processing, like, okay, I don't want you to feel guilty about it. What I would like though is if you can bring mindfulness into these activities. So however you process, if you can just bring some mindfulness and intention behind it, I think that could really help. So not just doing these acts blindly, like, oftentimes when we're hurt and we have to really process something heavy and deep, and there's a lot of emotions behind it, we can just turn to what's comfortable, like, oh, these couple drinks are gonna make me feel better right now. I'm gonna go on a walk and smoke a joint, or I'm going to like just eat this whole chocolate bar and not really think about it, like they're just things that we just like do because they make us feel better in the moment. And I'm not here to say that those things are bad, but I think the more you can bring mindfulness into doing them, like, pause and tell yourself, like, yeah, I'm gonna have this drink right now. I know it's not gonna fix anything, but I think it's gonna calm some of my nerves right now, and I think it will help me be able to sleep. I know I'm not dependent on it, I know I don't need it, but this is what I'm deciding to do, and give yourself that permission and that boundary around it, and bring that empowerment piece behind it. I think that could be really helpful. On the flip side, there have been some people whom I've noticed that that are like, yeah, I have all this time on my hands, like, time to get to the projects that we've been putting off forever, time to read a book, time to take up sewing, time to do this, time to do that, and I see a lot of, like, captions around social media about, like, yeah, like, let's just, like, do these things that we couldn't do before, and that is beautiful. If you're able to channel your energy creatively right now and you have that time and space, like, amazing. Go for it. Personally, I went through a little phase of, like, reading those messages and being like, ugh, like, I don't have any extra time. Like, my son is off school right now and he's home, and, I like, and I have to, like, figure out how to get creative because I lost all my income. So it's like, I don't have any of this extra time, and I feel like there's so much I need to process and work through that, for like 3 days straight, I was just like grieving and crying, and that's okay too. We might be in this a little while. So yeah, the more we can bring, love and compassion to ourselves for however we're processing, and not compare your process to anybody else's. Your neighbor Susie might be, knitting up a storm and finishing that blanket she's never got around to finishing. Your other friend might be plowing through a really good book, and you're at home with your kids just trying to get them not to kill each other. Like, it's okay. I just don't want you to compare your experience to anyone else's. It's true, this is like globally, but each one of us has our own internal process going on. And so, like, along those lines, what I do see too is, because fear is so ripe right now, collective worry and anxiety is like at an all-time high. What I feel like this is doing is it's bringing up individual fears and insecurities that are on the surface right now. So, I'm seeing this in myself, I'm seeing this in friends and community too. And so maybe this is also for you, that whatever you've been fearing or experiencing as an insecurity the most, it's kind of like brought to the surface right now, and it's heightened. And it's there for you to look at, and it can feel overwhelming. Absolutely overwhelming. because it's like in addition to everything else that's going on right now and all the changes we're experiencing. But I just want to reflect that this is a really good thing. The opportunity to heal these parts of you that are afraid, that are scared, that are worried, and that are insecure. These parts need your attention right now, and they need some healing. There are different ways we can all go about that and do that healing. I think I'll get to sharing some of, ways that help me process emotions and things. But that's just what I see happening right now, is that these things are on the surface right now for people, and it can make people feel really agitated and irritable and kind of anxious and less patient. So just take a deep breath and know that, everyone is having their own process. Like, try not to take things personally at this time. Your fears are totally valid. Whatever you're fearing right now, whatever it is, know that it's valid. Don't ever discredit your fears or your insecurities. Know that it's there to serve you, for you to heal it. And it's okay to feel what you feel. It's totally okay. Take a little sip of my tea. So yeah, I feel in this time in particular, many of us are being called to reevaluate. We're being called to reevaluate what's important to us, what brings us joy, and how we want to live our lives. And these are really big. These are questions that I don't ever think that, like, on a global scale like this, we've been given the opportunity to address. And so, many of us are not working right now. Our day-to-day has shifted. So our priorities naturally have shifted. And I think just this is a really great opportunity for self-reflection, for really going inside and asking yourself really what is important and how do I want to be living my life right now. Many of us are seeing that connections are really important right now. And the economy and like the making money, like that's kind of like loose and falling away right now. And so, as a society where we place so much importance on making money, and all of a sudden, like, that's just not really on the table anymore. It's really helping us go like, okay, well, what's beneath that surface? What is probably more important right now? And self-care, I'd say, is a big one, especially in this time when you're processing a lot. It's really important to honor and to take care of yourself in whatever ways that looks for you. And yeah. There's a lot. This is a lot here. I'll share a little bit about what I've personally been going through and how I've been processing. So, yeah, I have a son, and he's not in school right now. I co-parent, so 50-50 with his father, and um, I've like a lot of parents have experienced, like we're all of a sudden our children's teachers. We're all getting a little taste of what homeschooling is like. And our teachers are saying, do this, do that. Like, here's the project, here's what they should be learning. And, like, it's great. I appreciate the resource. But take it as you can. Hold on, this cat. Out, 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 out. Yeah, so if you're at home with a kid or several right now and they're in school, I feel you. Yeah, it's tough. Like, you're without work, all of a sudden you're your kid's teacher. You're not getting paid for teaching them. They're probably not liking that you're their teacher. And so just to bring some also grace and compassion to yourself in this time, if you have to be teaching your kids right now, they're not gonna wither up if they don't learn their subjects, and you can make the most of every opportunity, and if you don't, that's okay too. Like, we're all just processing this at our own speed. If you've lost your job, I feel you. I'm a wedding and event florist, and all of those weddings and events have gotten postponed until next year. I think, my latest one isn't until September, this September, which means that I had a full spring and a full summer, like a stacked schedule that is now nothing. And so, yeah, I'm in the position of really being unsure whether or not I can pay rent and bills and, afford to support myself the way that I've been doing. So getting creative, like a lot of small business owners are being hit pretty hard right now, and we're being asked to kind of shift and get creative and to rely on help from others, and to accept support. So I'm working through that, and I've got a lot of ideas that I'm excited about, and we'll be kind of rolling them out soon. But I've just been taking a lot of time personally to just process. Like, this has been a lot, and rather than jump into like, I need to do this and this and this and this, and like, here's how I'm going to like, make more money and afford my bills. Like, yeah, there's time for that, and like, things have been brewing in my mind, but it's not what's on the surface right now. What's on the surface is like, let's clear some of this, this fear and this anxiety, and yeah, and like how I've been feeling lately, the kind of the depression and like the apathy, not really wanting to do anything. Like, the antidote to that is to like get up and get moving. Like, the antidote is to go for a walk, get some exercise, do some gardening, and I can tell you, it's like so hard to get yourself up to do that, but when you do, you'll feel a lot better. And so, there are a lot of things we can do for self-care right now. Some of the things, like for me, like I've been feeding myself really well. I've been like cooking really good food, a lot of vegetables, whether you eat meat or not, just incorporating more vegetables, fruits, teas, I've been bringing a lot of herbs into my day-to-day life, nervines, adaptogens, herbs that aid with sleep, or herbs that aid with like my digestion and my liver, my cleansing, immune boosting herbs. Really bringing herbs day to day, and food. Food is that like direct nourishment for the body. And then there are things like taking a bath with some Epsom salt essential oils, putting some essential oils in the diffuser, saging your home, white sage, Palo Santo, cedar, yoga, stretching is really good. For some people, playing music, and there's going on a walk, on a hike, there's gardening, there's working with the earth. There's really so much that you could be doing to help yourself and bring self-care and love to your space. And so really just ask yourself, like, what do you need right now? What do you need? What will make you feel better? And really work on getting your needs met during this time, because they're important. You're important. So ask yourself what your needs are. And then I feel like this is also a really good time to get in touch with how you can best show up for community and for your loved ones and each other. So really just asking yourself, or putting out there to source, whether you believe in God, the divine, whatever it is, just put out there, how can I be of service? How can I best show up? How can I offer my gifts to my community? And what is it that is most needed from me right now? And trying to get some clarity on that. You don't really have to try. You just asking the question, it will come to you. The veils are really thin right now, so it's actually really primed to communicate with Source and with your guides and your angels, and ask for their guidance and their help. They're like right there waiting for the invitation, and so you just need to talk to them. This whole thing, it's important to remember, this whole thing is serving us as a collective. It's serving the earth. Like, this is here for us. It's not to be feared as the enemy, but it's bringing up a lot that we need to process. There's a lot of uncertainty, and uncertainty is uncomfortable. It's unsettling. It's ungrounding. So, for me and for a lot of people, what I feel is very therapeutic and healing is spending time outside in the earth, in the garden, getting that direct earth therapy. And you can even call on the wisdom of Mother Earth for how you're best meant to serve and move forward. Yeah, she has a lot to share, and you just remember, this is all for us, and we're all in this together. We all have each other, even if we're social distancing. We can still all reach out, and do what makes you feel good. Get in touch with your needs, with how you're best meant to serve and show up. whether it's, for your family, for your community, or larger scale. Yeah, just honor yourself during this time and know that whatever you're feeling is okay. However you're processing it is okay. You're doing a great job. Yeah, we all are. So, deep breaths, and thank you for watching this. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments for me or want to get in touch and keep the conversation going, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, so, all right. Love you all.